sort of wheat. So if you are a maker, you have a bakery already, you know that actually the plan, and you know sometimes, like I said, we get information and we do not plan and that is so. When the issue started, when I called a friend of mine, I said, oh, I don't ask him because he's a very good friend of mine. Otherwise, I can't talk to him. You understand? Because when I talk, I know you make money from it. So, yeah, and you are not paying me for it. Today I'm talking because I know that I bless you. So this is all bless you. I know how much. So now, I've called and said, you have a bakery. Stock your own materials, flour, and all of those things. How much can we even store? Does it go have storage now? That's it. You can have information and do nothing with it. But you can have information and make money with it. So supposing you decided to hire a warehouse and buy into it, that would be a huge deal for me. But the price is low. Sometimes that's why it is not, even when you have first class and without no understanding of simple society, how it works, you end up not making any money. That's an advice I gave to you. Interesting chapter accountant and all of those things. Then I think sometimes I remember my mom used to call me and say, what's stress with you? What is happening again? What else again? Because why? She used to say rice. And then when things like when we were going to close the border, I said, okay, buy this, and she said, oh, fine. So she bought. And what? She made money, of course, she made money. So perfect market is all that we are looking forward to. To make money. Look at those areas where information will be necessary for you to identify what the construction effect of this information will be towards as well. So such areas are one of the challenges. So like somebody has information you did not know, somebody else has to do that information, you did something with this. And then if you didn't have the information and then you lost it, then of course unfortunately you just don't have to cope with it and live with it. I know there was sometimes I delayed because timing is critical also. I told the man before, so even if he goes to the market now, the price has changed between now and then we keep changing. So I delayed passing one information to my mom. And then a fellow trader came from somewhere and came and bought all her goods at the time too. So when I now called her, I said, you didn't tell me on time, but somebody just came and bought my rice. And there was rejoicing that I have made huge sales. So that's the difference between information. If you are like my mom, you find she said she was going to meet the person to collect her goods back. I said, you can't collect your goods. You sold. So that's it. So please let's just go to the next one. Alright. Financial planning facilitates individual and corporate access to credit in time of liquidity squeeze. More so, it can help to prevent too much financial leverage, as the use of financial ratios reveal the returns on investment in such a manner that ensures informed decision. Now, just give us a story, so that's why I want to make it purely a storyline if it's possible, so that we can relate it to the situation that we're in. Of the man that I told, I said, okay, maybe perhaps he didn't have money. Leverage is good. That means loan. It's good to take loan when you can determine your cash flow and you see what is going to come from it in terms of your return. So there's also a trade-off between returns and risk. So the risk you are taking in taking a loan, you have an anticipated, a defined risk of low volatility of what you are going to get from it. So there's a point. Hello. Yeah, thank you. All right, so it's important. We could leverage, we could borrow to fund transactions and make money after you have backed out your interest expenses. So now, I want us to have understanding while we're waiting for the slides to come up. Economics have still not changed. It's the basic economics you know and the finance you know. Even the local man in the village understands it. But the issue is that we need to work out the space within which to create the wealth, because there are levels of wealth creation. We have the basic things of that's production, economic activity. So, and of course, you have the traditional three factors of production: land, labor, and capital, right? So land was given to us by God freely, and people began to struggle for it, to fight for it. In conquest, this is my land, I occupied it first. All of that story, you know it. Because it was the means to create wealth. Oh, okay, that's fine. Thank you. All right, so like I was talking of the factors of production, so men began to strive for occupation in terms of asset, this belongs to me, and all of that one. So, but from the time after man had sinned, and then God had said, okay, fine, you have to till the ground. So it means labor came into force. So provisions were no longer. I guess that before now, the good fruits, the plants dominated the weeds. And that's what the Bible says, why the enemies came and sowed as the weeds are more. So now we find out that, okay, weeds outgrow the plants that we want. So you need to work. So labor came in, and all of that chains of events. So labor became important. I have land, but I need labor. And people began also to have more children to see how they can apply more labor to get production. So things, evolution, and all of those will keep changing. So from labor, people began to see that, look, it is not just the number of children that I have that can give me the output that I want, but again, I can actually have an enhanced labor, like machines, donkeys, those animals were used in the plowing and all of those ones. Why am I giving us all these stories? So that we understand and know where we will channel our energy towards in creating finance and wealth. So now they began to look at, oh yeah, machines have come, and now people are beginning to do, China and all the rest are already sending their children all kinds of courses on AI, artificial intelligence, and what to do, how to enhance. What are they doing? They're enhancing production, output, and they are improving on labor. So that's why if you are working in an environment, like I asked us in defining our objective, what exactly do I want? I want increase in salary, then you must show skills. If it is not sufficient, then and you want to change your, you must show new skills. So those are the issues. So labor became refined. After the refinement of labor, then you talk of the capital. So I begin to see that, look, I've made some money from there, I can relax and then begin to deploy my capital. So which is exactly what the capitalist do. And that's why never take an offense when you meet a capital. I have this business I want to do. And then they say, I'm not sure I want to do. invest in the person. Because he doesn't want to lose his capital. Capital is precious. So there's a price to the capital. And that's why the first place you have to start from is identify which factor of production you want to deploy. Is it your labor? If it is your labor you want to deploy, then you must sharpen your tools. You must learn new skills. You must outperform your peers. You are in an industry, you are not even a member of that association, you don't have an association you belong to in that. You are not acquainted with the journals in your industry. So how to go and get new skills? Things are changing and evolving. You are into farming, this is the way we've been doing it and must continue to do it. Your yields will be low. Your income will be low. So as courageous men that we are, we must first be bold to say, I want to learn new things. Even if it is your son that knows it. I mean, there are things I can't do on my tabs on my phone. I call my son and say, look, please come and help me do. Because one of my friends here, there are things I say, okay, no, please just help me download this, get this, save this data and all of that. It's a new age. So you must know. And now, when all of these are happening, what it's telling us is that we need to step up. We need to increase what we need to do to earn more money. Any more money can be from land, like I said before, which is the initial factor of production, or can be from labor or enhanced labor. That's why the man that works the whole day carries the whole thing. I mean, you just listen to the doctor. You have the privilege of having him for free. Go save him. Before you will see, you know how much you will pay. Because he has an enhanced skill. So we need to, as men, to be courageous to say, look, it is not too late for me to go back to school. It is not too late for me to learn new skills. It is not too late for me to change my career path, to change what I have been doing in a manner that is not working well. So now, having done that, you look at the entrepreneurship. We talked about the capital, so the capital. So I'm sorry, I'm just going to give us a bit so that we can cover a bit of a large space. Now the entrepreneur, which is where it's key, it's the first. In the modern economics, the traditional one recognizes only land, labor, and capital. But now the entrepreneur is all. Because why? As everybody makes his money, and then the money is there, he's looking for traditional assets that savings in the times of the goldsmith, and he was taking all of this. So the rate of return, we will see it very graphically so that we understand particularly why it is important. So now, for example, you take your money to the bank, and then the bank says, you have, okay, 100 million, and I can pay you maybe 5% around, or 6%. And inflation is trending at today about 15.7%. So you have a negative real return of 10.7 already, straight without deploying your capital. Will you do that, sir? So you have to be a courageous man now to do something new that will attract that capital. So which is the entrepreneurial skill that you need to build capital and finance. So when you do that, you have succeeded in putting yourself in a place of advantage over your fellow brother or your neighbor. So this is what I want the church to understand, the men in particular. Because it's not sufficient for us to pray. It's sufficient for us to know. Because information is clean and it is important. And what then do I do? Having become an entrepreneur, okay, the banks has just said, I'm going to give you 5%, then you come to me, you say, Charles, what exactly, how much can you give to me on this, my capital? And I said to him, you know what, I have different range of products. I can actually offer you 12%, I can offer you 10%, I can offer you 11%. I can offer you even 25%. I can even offer you 30%. So in other words, I'm having a positive return on my investment. And that's the kind of story I want to hear. And that's the kind of person I want to be a friend to. I may not necessarily, please understand, I may not necessarily own the money. The man who does not have the information that Charles can create some comfortable asset for him, or he does not have ability to take such risk, goes to the man who has the capital that wants to go and put it for 3-5% and say, you know what, I can actually help you to take you to somewhere. You know, you have done an analysis of him. He's such a person that is very risk averse. You don't even want to come in. So what do? You connect the two of us and say, okay, and you said, but I'm bringing you new business. What's going to be my commission? I'll be glad to pay you, right? Because I'm going to make money from you. So as men, you must look for areas of arbitrage. So arbitrage is another key area of creating money for yourself. So I put an arbitrage position in the place. And why? Because I have the information that I know. Or you have what we call reputational capital, but you don't have the capital itself. Then you suddenly say to a person and say, okay, as it is now, I need to know from you. I need just $10 million from you. And it means to you have identified a business or an asset that is mispriced. You don't need to take advantage, you make your money and you give it. But do they trust you well as a man to give you that? That man can have all uses. I'm glad I'm talking to them, and this is the problem in the church today, so we must understand. I don't know how many of you have had disappointments over money you give to somebody or business and all of those things. I'm sure so many will have different stories to tell. Capital is not scarce. It is the accessibility that is difficult. Because the trust is not there. When you get the information and people can flood you with capital. Please take note. I'm talking from personal position so that we can know that these things are true. I saw a mispriced asset somewhere. I mean, as an individual, I'm not talking of for my company. And I said, oh man, I think I need this. I called a friend, I said, oh, please, I need so and so million. I need it for just 1 week. He said, okay, all right, no problem. No question. He didn't ask me whether it's for business or for personal, so I sent to him. I identified the personal asset and I bought. And I sold in 1 week. I made my money good, fine, and I sent his money back to him. I credited him with something to say thank you, because his business I used it for. So he wasn't there, he didn't know, this is why I'm going now. And then he called me back and said, I saw the money, thank you so much, but what is the outcome? I took from him, I took from my younger brother. I said, I actually used it for business, and then I made some money, so I decided to give you something from it. He said, please, come and take more money, I have such kind of money. So that's the truth. And we carry this notion that capital is not there. But capital is there. I was in the sector when I was because I can share this because they told you I was MC of GTD pension. So what we're looking for capital for it? It's good to pray, but it's good also to have that reputational capital. I called someone and I said, look, in fact, this same person I said I called to tell him about weeds, flour. So it doesn't matter where you are. If you are in labor and then even though your job is threatened, it's significant. That's it to me. He said, look, some of that. The company leaders is going through recapitalization. And get capital. I buy one. I looked at him. Do you know how many millions we are talking about? And he said to me, I do it or not. I said, all right, so I took it. Without goodness, I called someone. I said, okay, a friend, I'm thinking of buying a PFA. How much would you be interested in investing? He said, yes, how much would you be interested? I will put $1 million. I called another one and said, oh yeah, I'll put this, I'll put that. put that. On the spot, I raised the capital without having to engage financial advisor. That's what reputational capital can do for you. So I then had to call one of them and say, okay, because this is your business too, so take your fee from it. You are hereby appointed to raise the capital for us. So, and then along the line, they saw it, this is too good to believe and all of that. I was stuck, so my son helped me. I said, Daddy, I can give you money. I said, oh, that's fine. But that's, those money you give to them, this or something. So he was keeping his money. He was a good saver. So, you know what he said that shocked me? And the mom, he said, hey, I'll give you a hand. This is quite smart. He laughed. He said, hey, Daddy, I'll give you this. But when you are giving me back, how much will you pay me on it? My wife screamed, I shouted, I said, no, don't be so. Leave him, it is good. I told him, I'll pay him so and so. And I paid him his extra money. So next time he asked me, Daddy, do you want money? So that's the way it is. All right, so I said we're going to go through some basic economic things so that we understand. So look at where we are. Economic outlooks in recovery mode. In 2019, we had our GDP at $448.1 billion US. In 2020, it came down to $432.3 billion US. Of course, you know the story. Because of COVID, economies were generally down. And that was even a fantastic position, because if you look at what the world did generally, it was not anything good. But the growth rate dropped by 3%. And then see the interesting thing here, even when we're locked down, of course, I'm sure this figure, if we interrogate it further, we will see that after we back out the people that migrated and all, you see that there will be a very significant issue. You are already seeing the effects in 2021, right? You see, population rose to 211, but people were locked down, and then there was a okay, fine. That's it. Now, so the impact we have seen. So what will happen? Stress, strain on resources, more capital, and some of them are also growing up and then they are coming to. And if you look at Lagos population, about 14.3 or so million. Okay, right, fine. So you look at the population, of Lagos State and all of that, and then you discover that it is contributing about 10% to the GDP. So it tells you that there is business in this state. So what must I do? I need to find out. All right. So It was a period crude oil price came to as low as $20, below $19 precisely. So external reserve was low. Slides, okay, all right. So, just to go through all of those ones, to just take us through. So, but let me just give us specific. In December 2020. Thank you, sir. Let me take from 2019. In 2019, inflation was at 11.22%. By December 2020, inflation had climbed up to 15.15%. And by 2021, inflation had gone to 15.63%. Today, by the last figure that was released by National Bureau of Statistics, for February, inflation had further gone up to 15.7%. So what it tells you is that man is continuously being impoverished by the salary he earns or the income, except he do something. It takes courage to take some decisions and then have a relief. So, between 2019 and 2021 alone, inflation had risen by 40%. And like I said, the Russia-Ukraine war, stop making anything. We thought we were out of the woods from the COVID. Now, you know what the price of diesel is. Of course, you know the multiplier effect must come. I was trying to talk to the supplier, to supply me somewhere, the site at 65,000 for 2,200. They said the next day they are increasing and all of that. Cut a long story short, now they say it's 80,000. So these are the impacts of the economy that we must know as men for us to be hungry and live here today to take some decisions on what you want to do. Unemployment is at 33.3%. Underemployment 22.8%. Is it not a cause for worry for man? It is, because it means our resources will be strained. As if that is not enough. Nigeria is highly import dependent, and the only thing we export is crude, or mainly is crude. Foreign exchange, I&E, window, as of December 2019 was 360.65 to the US dollar. And by December 2021, it had risen to 435.31. Current market was at 361. And today, it is for cash, maybe about 565. And the old transfer at about maybe 580. So what should I be doing, sir? I wish you could see the slide, but you're probably not going to be able to see it. I wanted to show you the receipts, but I have given you the commodities. Savings rate today is 1.25%. Regular savings. Maybe you want to do a 12-month deposit fixed tenor. It's going to be 6.79%. Treasury bill, 2.49%. And our governor, the central bank governor, says, I am interested in growth, in reflating the economy. I'm not bothered about inflation, right? But who suffers is the man. So the man must be what? He must be wise. So what you should be doing is, what should I do to deal with this enemy of inflation, exchange rate, and all the volatilities in this world? And among the things, because I don't have time, I'm sorry, I've been told that my time is, but I hope. Now, you must carefully select your assets that will give you what I call exponential returns. The savings gives you the arithmetic return. Investments, that is You come to a fund manager like me or asset manager, and then we looked at the whole thing and we say, okay, you can actually engage in different asset classes. By the way, let me tell you, the same Nigeria that is borrowing money at these ridiculous rates, their euro bond, that's their bond, their debt instrument denominated in dollar, is as high as 10%, 12%. Okay, so does it make sense? I would rather take position in that euro bond market and then hedge against inflation and hedge against foreign exchange, and I'll be better for it. So those are the kind of thing, the information that man needs for him to be able to navigate the terrain and to be bold as a lion and to be able to maintain the attitude that he wants for himself and his family as a financial well-being, as an ego. So you will tell me, yes, I told you capital is not scarce, but we still is scarce. I tried to look at some of the asset under management in 2019. The asset management for insurance company was 1.6 trillion. Hence why inflation is still there. I also told you cash is also important, because cash is still there, is part of your portfolio that must be in cash. So now, the one that is of interest to me, very importantly, was that the government of President Olusegun Obasanjo set up the pension fund. And today, the fund has grown to 13.42 trillion in December 2021. That is forced savings, isn't it? That's why I'm delighted when I heard of the cooperative that has been set up. My 2,000 naira will at the best give me 1.something%, right? But if we aggregate together and we put our money, it becomes a pool which we call investment clubs, and we promote investment club. And as a Redeem, as a mission, and I think the men should push this across to the authority. We need a directorate of investment. We cannot stay by and allow unbelievers or those who do not have as much capacity as the church to take over the economy. If we put together and we aggregate 1,000 in 10 million places, that's how much 10 million in one single day, in 1 month. If we deploy it, you see, to make wealth maximization is about strategic decisions, which is what I'm challenging us with. We all saw the mispriced asset when Femi Otedola saw the first bank of shares rise. And he took advantage and he bought. I tell you that today, if he goes to First Bank, he has priority. If he goes to the international scene and says, I want to raise capital, they'll give to him perhaps almost at 3%. If he does nothing with his I take the money. What will I do? As in Nigeria, you say you are looking for money, they just come to the market to get $2.2 billion, right? By the way, it's even our debt to revenue ratio, which is very high. So the price they will pay, the market is going to show them less. So now, I will say, okay, fine. I borrow this money from the international market because I have capacity and I have trust. So at 3%, I will come and lend to Nigeria, maybe at the minimum, at 13%. So for doing nothing, I'm arbitraging. Because I have information, because I have capacity, there is trust, I make it 10%. 10% on $1 million, you know what it will give. I do not have enough time to go through all of this, but just take it from me that key success factors that I want you to go with today: your information, knowledge, skill, then experience, and then know that you need to arbitrage. You need to check out the mispriced assets, and then of course you need good and value. Thank you.
We're just going to take 3 questions because of our time. The first 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's come down quickly. Let's come, please. Those of us that have more questions, we can send it to our platform. We'll forward it to Mr. Sonny, and you'll get the answer. Right now, the 2 presentations are on all our platforms because we couldn't see the end of his presentations. But the 2 presentations are on all our platforms right now, so you can download. God bless you. First question.
Thank you, sir. I need a clarification on this issue of investment. You are in the asset management portfolio of this industry, and then we talk about the treasury bill. Around 2019 and 2020, the interest on treasury bill bills died. Right now, I think it's about 2% for 3 months, and 6 months, 6%. But as the investment company, like Rccg, looking at the place, is higher in the same market. Can you please explain that, sir?
Okay, fine, thank you, sir.
Let's take all the questions, please.
Hello, thank you for your presentation. So my question is there a way, is there an office you have where somebody can come for training for medical so that you won't fall in the hands of your own?
Okay, my question is basically crisis recovery. As it is, maybe one is in a very thick mess of loan and all of that. How do you recover from such mess?
My question is based on experience, and I want my honorable Charles Solomon to please into regards fraud. We were talking about arbitrary character, and we were saying more or less like integrity is at stake. How do you trust, even when the corporate organization is registered, they have all the details? How do you find out not to fall victim? Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let me take from the first question. Said treasuries rates have crashed, yet you are able to get some enhanced rates in investment banking firms. Yes, it is true. I'll just give you a scenario, for example. I am pulling resources together to deploy my expertise. Government is paying you maybe 2% or 3% on your treasury, and I looked at it and said, look, I'm not, at least my father paid my school fees, so I know what to do. And I have my certificate. So I looked at it and take the money, and then I go back and leverage on the information that I have. For example, I just told you a 10% spread. I can play in that space. And when I take your money and I put everything together, because the outlook, economic outlook tells me that Naira is going to continue to depreciate, I'm watching the result of signal of all those things. I'll put maybe 10% of my deposits in local instruments just to meet your cash needs. So for the 70%, I put them in other assets that are insulated from inflation and exchange rate volatility. And I make a wider spread in terms of yield or margin. Then I also have capital gain from foreign exchange. And then like now that the crisis is on, for example, in the Russia-Ukraine war, yields are all-time high on those assets that we are talking about, for example. Ghana, for example, an instrument of Ghana trades for about 16 or so percent per annum. Is Ghana going to die? No, of course. So I buy. So what I'm still paying you is just a little fraction of what I need. So that's what the life of investment bankers will do. They are not commercial banks. And the government, for the government, you see, the government is, as far as I'm concerned, well, they have their own argument. It's neither here or there as a lawyer when you go to court. Government wants to reduce their cost of borrowing as much as possible, and they will keep the rates down. Because why? In fact, it was an argument. We were trying to, in our office earlier this year, we were trying to find out and look at our economic outlook. And I told my people, I said, look, there's going to be rate rise. He said there's going to be. So we're doing different simulations. You see, I've just shown to you about 13 trillion, right, of pension fund, and it's still growing. Those ones, they've kept them that they cannot invest outside Nigeria. So those funds are very good, and they will have all the statutory obligations like the NDIC who have deducted receiving premium from the banks, and they use those money to go to the market to buy government securities. Whether you buy or you don't buy, those ones when they add together, the government has met its project. So of course, what should the government do? They are rational too. They have to find a way to reduce their cost so that their debt to revenue ratio at least can be maintained or not become so astronomical. Then if we have a place where we manage, yes, you can choose to say in one cost, there's all half all the financial literacy programs or seminars that we organize. Yes, we can do that. But to stay individual, it might not be possible. Because I'm not going to make you, don't forget, I'm not going to make you an asset manager today or an investment manager today. Because you need to also have the experience, run through all those first, and then you will be guided. Then you said there are companies how to do due diligence. I think essentially that's what we're talking about. Due diligence is necessary for any company or individual you want to invest in, so that you don't lose your money. The major or number one objective of any investor or fund manager or an individual should be capital preservation. No matter what happens, I'm not going to lose my money, right? So it's critical. There's what you call enhanced check. Enhanced check, you find out who are their regulators. I mean, somebody comes to you, and I see quite a lot of them, even in my church, when they come and say, Pastor, please pray for me. I say, sorry, I won't pray for you. You didn't tell me before you took the decision. Yes, because my time is precious. I can't waste my time. If I have told you that you don't go into a business that the man does not even have a license. So one of the women said, I'm going to jail because he was a man of influence. I said, okay, let me go see the man. He came and I asked him some basic questions. I said, sir, this what's your risk management framework? He asked nothing. He said, what do I mean? I said, and you're managing people's money, you should be in jail. So he was watching, and the whole money crashed. And the woman didn't know that the whole of her money was gone. And you know what? Interestingly, she saw 10%, she was collecting her 10% money. Then she went to tell all her friends and all of these ones, and they brought money from abroad. And she's not really in the mess alone, but with other people's money. Even Nigerians outside there, we have about $17 inflow remittance in 2021. So capital is there if we have the trust. Most of them come find themselves into these asset classes I'm talking of, real estate. That's it. They can even afford to borrow there and come and invest in our securities here, and then they'll make it. So, sorry, please, what's the last question if you don't mind? Crisis. Yeah. Crisis is part of life. It will always come. But information, like I said, information, and then time. The Bible tells us that the children of Israel, they were men that understood the time and season. So, how when the information you have that shows you that this is going to happen, I just told you some of the things that may happen, right? So if you don't take a decision quickly and jump out, and some other people, so it's like they are saying, some people didn't experience what they're, and then Putin kept saying, I'm not going to attack Ukraine, right? And the beauty is, the president himself was so confident. And I said, he said that you would have done something, or you did nothing. American intelligence says They will attack. We said they will not attack because we have the same cultural affinity and all of those things. And here we are in that place. So those are the crises. But how well positioned you are to manage the crisis is the issue. Thank you.
We can do more than that. Let's appreciate Mr. Sandy Charles. I want to call on the coordinator of Region 2 RMF to take the next item on the agenda. Let's appreciate God in the life of our daddy. Praise the Lord.
We want to bless the Lord for all the men who have been sitting since morning. We are actually getting close to the end of this convention. We just have one or two things, and then the curtain will be drawn concerning the convention 2022 for Region 2. We have in our midst one of our pastors, all the way from National Secretariat of RMF. He's here and is going to bring greetings on behalf of the National Secretariat. And so please join us with me to welcome Pastor Sheldon Hollis.
Arise! God bless you. Please be seated. Thank you, Mr. San, for that lecture. I bring you greetings from the National, and I think you are one of the most important people in the Redeemer. I say that because if you look at the events of today, you had the National was here with the chairman. The man who is the boss of Redeemer'S Methodology, Pastor Bala. And then as they were leaving, they were handing over batons to the small boys like us. So I'm the National Publicity Secretary, and then we have the National Secretary, Pastor Rccg. So you see how important you are. Praise the Lord. So you are also in the equation of Lagos State. This geography is very important in the geography of Lagos State. It's the domain of the books, if you understand, and it's the domain of economy, okay? And it's a location that we don't do economic planning. If I click on what our brother said, there's one thing you must take home. He talks about information. Information gives you power. Are you understanding? He talks about investment, and he talks about knowledge. But in planning, you must plan for crisis. Somebody spoke about crisis. It must happen. You can't help it. In planning your business plan for the year, you must plan for crisis. And that is what informs plan B, plan C, plan D. For example, a gentleman sat down and saw this nation and where we are headed. And he did 6 billion naira investment in go-kart. 6 billion naira investment in go-kart. Everything was in, everything was working. Software, technology, everything done. Only for government to rise up one day and say, sorry, we can't promote another business. 6 billion gone. The man died eventually, out of shock. And that is where God comes in. So, you have the knowledge, you may have the resources, you may have the power, there is a stabilizer in all of them, which is the place of God. So you must seek God's face and you must rely on God. I want to thank you for coming, and I will pray that by the time we gather again next year for this convention, you will be bigger, you will be greater, you will be stronger, you will You'll be mightier, you'll be richer. In the mighty name of Jesus. God bless you.
Let me also my colleague, the national PR of RM, is doing a great job and is very, very supportive to RMF on two costs. Of recent challenges that we are going to face an advert of common pitch. This is Region 2's issue and also is a region of national CI and also the national chair. Because of this convention that we can only afford half of it, he graciously granted us to pay for having it, but he eventually gave us full pay. Thank you very much. As we are running up, we have received a lot today for great men of God. First from the National Coordinator of and who actually challenged us to arise and to be up and doing that. We very soon will be seeing Lagos State, the league of other regions in the east or south. I want to believe that we are trailblazers. We are going to be ahead, others will be following us. It's just that it has taken us a while to get up, but we are up now. We are not going to go there any longer in Jesus' name. And then Daddy also challenged us, the national chairman, that we need to be men of courage in spite of challenges, daunting challenges. We must be courageous. We must be people of integrity, of honesty. We must be people of faith. That regardless of what is going on, we must have faith that we're going to overcome. So it doesn't matter that you have lost your job, you will get a better job. Or God will give you an income that will be better than what you were earning as someone working for others. So get ready. The convention will soon be over, but the information you have received, let it not be over. Keep searching for more information. And more than that, begin to make use of the information you have received. The knowledge you already acquired. And then the little income you have from what Pastor Charles Sonny said, which has been echoed by Pastor Macaulay. Let us also see how we begin to invest. And RMF Region 2 is providing a platform for us to invest. We have started a multi-purpose cooperative society. Yes, let's give the Lord a hand. Many of us are interested, but let me shock you that the women are more interested in a cooperative. Because the time we went to sell this cooperative to the women, they appears more aggressive than the men. So Daddy just said we should play softly so that they won't take it over, but we can't help it. We also need people that will invest. So please, let's take the good advantage of what is available to us. Before you leave, the cooperative managers will still hang around if you need to collect your funds or make further inquiries. Just ensure you are able to do that before you leave today. We are closing now because we feel as men, you just need a little push and then keep running and then from there to fly. I equally want us to appreciate three of our officers who have left us. We invited them to come to this forum so that we can really appreciate them, because they have done great works while they were here, and we felt they just must be appreciated. They are here, and we're just going to call their name and ask our daddy, the assistant pastor in charge of the region, to help us pray for them. And after the prayer, then there will be a handshake. Amen. So Pastor Akero to be the first General Secretary of RNF Region 2. Can you please come forward? The second General Secretary of RNF. The third person here that we said we have come to also recognize his pastor, Olu Jobi Bola. And we are going to invite our daddy to the APICR to please help us pray for them. And thereafter, we can action.
Praise the Lord. Second to pray. Almighty Father, we thank you this afternoon. And thank you in particular for the lives of your sons, men who have served with our fellowship in the past. We thank you for the time of service. We thank you that